It is basketball time on a Saturday afternoon at Everett High School. We're at the Joe Richer Court, Norm Lowry Gymnasium. And it's a Saturday afternoon, and we're ready for Wesco 3A, 2A high school boys basketball here on STSPN.com. Welcome, everybody. Tom Lafferty along with Steve Willits. We've got Todd Elvig at the controls for STSPN.com. A snow makeup game, and so we decided let's just jump in. We'll actually leave the gear here, and we'll go from last night's game here into another game. It's the Cedarcrest Red Wolves and the Everett Seagulls. Cedarcrest at 3-2 in league play, 6-5 overall. Everett at 1-5 in league play, 4-8 overall. The ball is in. We are underway Saturday the lane, and it's going to be stolen away. Grabbed by Fesienko. He brings it up out of backcourt. Just underway, 30 seconds in. Glad you're with us. A Saturday afternoon high school boys basketball here on STSPN.com. As they work it to the left baseline, Wilson closed off there. Give it to Fesienko. He'll turn to fire another three, and that one down it will go. The first 3 points of the ball game up for the Everett Seagulls. They got down early last night to Mount Lake Terrace and could never recover. Got down by 20 and lost by about 20. Meanwhile, the Cedarcrest Red Wolves were losing to the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks. Corner jumper three won't go for Cedarcrest. That was Nicolo Camarano with the miss, and controlled by Everett. Already tonight, Everett getting some rebounds. They could not get rebounds last night against the Mount Lake Terrace Hawks, which is nothing new. Terrace likes to surround the ball, and they do big time. Kildall, that's Fesienko with another three. That's an air ball, no good, and picked off here by Cedarcrest. Red Wolves with it, yet to score. Now they do. A little runner up, and it is in, and it is good there for Cedarcrest. Keon Pigueros-Warren with that one. We won't lie to you, it's Steve Willits. It's hard to see the numbers on Cedarcrest uniforms.
A little bit difficult. Dark numbers on dark jerseys. Always a little tough.
Here's a rattler up, and it is in for Daryl Milam. Reminds me of the Husky blackout uniforms, the football uniforms. Black uniforms with the dark purple numbers and the purple trim on a wet night.
Players love them. The fan base usually enjoys them for the most part. Not great for broadcasters.
Not great for broadcasters. Sometimes you don't know who's got the ball. Everett does have the lead here, 5-2, as we're 2 minutes into the ball game. Little runner in the lane won't go. Second opportunity, that won't go. One more time, another offensive rebound by Cameron Brady. Back in for a running layup. That won't go. 0 for 3 on the possession. They'll try one more time. This time an outside three ball. That won't go for Nicolo Camarano. How about one more time? That's 5 shots. They could not go. How about 6? It won't go. Rattles out, no good. Steve, that may be the first time I've ever seen 6 shots on the possession.
And it might have even been closer to 7. We didn't even start counting right away. That was just ridiculous, really. And I'm sure if you are Coach Thompson right now, how frustrated do you have to be? I mean, and we're even watching the coaches here.
How about Coach Ayers?
Coach Ayers is pretty happy. He's loving it. He's getting hustle out of his
Except
players.
all 6 shots wouldn't go.
Like to see them go in, but hey, if you're getting the rebound, I guess you're not really hurting too much, right?
Cameron Brady did get fouled. And that foul was on Wilson, his second team. First free throw good. 6 shots, and none of them would go down. Some of them were point-blank range.
Great for the stats, though, if you're looking for offensive boards. And also, ultimately, at the end of the possession, you come away with 2 points and you draw a foul. So maybe it worked out in your benefit.
Ronnie Kildall gives it off to Fesienko up by the big E. It really is right side up on the other side of the floor. I always say that when we're doing the TV games over on this side with the backward
it's
E.
Kind of a funky-looking 3 font.
To the baseline, that's Wilson, and he gets fouled. The blocking foul is going to be called at the low block, and it will be a common foul, and the foul whistled on Cameron Brady, his first team. Out of bounds, baseline, fresh 35 on the shot clock for Everett. Fesienko elevates for a 3, and it will go down. He's got 2 3 balls in the game, and it's a double score right now, and it's a 4-point lead for Everett at 8-4 with 5 minutes to go. And Steve, for both these teams, especially for Everett, we're getting to the point now with right around a month to go in the season, a little less than a month. It's time to get busy.
You really do.
If you want to make the district tournament, which the goal is to play a 21st game, you got to go. Here's Fesienko, another 3 won't go.
And it's tiered at this point too. You want to finish in the top 6 ultimately because that gets you automatically into the double elimination.
Right.
7 through 10 gets you a game, and if you're below that, you don't get one at all. So really, Everett still early enough in the season where you could ideally get in that top 6. It might be a bit of a stretch right now, but certainly, like you said, the main goal is to get into that top 10, and you need to come away with wins like this today.
And Cedarcrest is in the 2A portion, so they're mixed in with all the teams, the Lindens and Cedar Woolies from up north, into an RPI
Burlington
system.
Edison,
And
Mount Lake Terrace, for that matter, too.
Right.
You saw last night.
The foul was on Kildall, his first, third team. Free throws here for Keon Pigueros Warren. The first one was a miss. He'll get one more. It's good, and it's a 3-point lead and full court pressure here by Cedarcrest. Kildall to Fesienko to Jeremy Reed. Double team, trapped in the corner. Wilson goes around the defender, lays it up, but it won't go. Who gets it? He gets his own rebound, follows his own shot. They trap him again. Now they go out to Fesienko. To Milam, back to Wilson again. Wilson kind of dribbles through traffic to Jeremy Reed in the corner. Rims off, no good. Rebound, Cameron Brady for Cedarcrest. Up the floor they go, off the glass. A little bit too hard there. Pigueros Warren with the miss. Now this is Taras Fesienko. 43 points a couple of weeks ago against Cascade.
School record.
Yeah, set the school record. Here's a little runner one more time. Wilson gets another offensive rebound and a bucket, and a timeout on the floor called on a double score called here by Joe Ayers of the Cedarcrest Red Wolves. We step aside, 10-5, Everett by 5, 3:32 to go in the first. Back with more on STSPN.com.
Since 2003, Gamut 360 Holdings has been recognized as a premier local builder of new homes and commercial properties in the Puget Sound area. Our 360-degree construction approach matches first-class materials with the highest construction standards to create truly unique and timeless communities for our Northwest neighborhoods. Visit Gamut360.com and discover the home that matters most to you.
Scores from last night. Arlington beat Archbishop Murphy 61-50. Marysville Pilchuck beat Cedarcrest 73-62. Here's a runner.
I'm like you. I'm trying to figure out the number on the jersey. That was number 12.
Okay, it
Camerano.
was 12. Camerano with it. Outside shot. Milam, air ball, no good. Reed with the rebound and off his foot and out of bounds.
It is an awfully tricky thing to do up here right now. You're right. I mean, I thought, well, as we start to see them turn their bodies a little bit, I'll get a better read on the numbers.
Not so much.
Not so much. Not until they come running right back down the court. And, of course, right now Cedarcrest shooting on the basket furthest away from us makes it even a little more challenging.
Terrace beat Everett last night. We had it right here on STSPN.com, 73-49. If you have a chance to go back and take a look at that one on YouTube or Twitter, do. We had Coach Darrell Olson of the Everett Seagulls on with us doing color. Former basketball coach, now golf coach. That's Wilson with the bucket for Everett. Nice reminiscence in the second half about the successful team, 1990 team they featured here at Everett High a couple of weeks ago that went to finish third in state.
Yeah, so, led by David Vick, who had a nice career at Washington State. I remember that team. Right.
Charles Morris. So go back and take a look at that one again. Here's another shot, no good. Boy, they are ice cold, not shooting very well. Outside three that won't go. That by Camerano. And a foul is going to be called. It's going to be whistled here on Everett. It'll be Jeremy Reed with the foul. That's his first personal. They go to 4 team fouls, and it'll be out of bounds baseline for Cedarcrest. Also last night, Linwood beat Snohomish 46-45. Shorecrest in boys basketball beat Oak Harbor 78-56. Jackson all over Cascade 82-46. Glacier Peak beat Mount Vernon by 20, 69-49. Count the bucket, and one coming up here for Cedarcrest. Finishing up the scores, Lake Stevens by 10 over Monroe, 75-65. Stanwood by 11 over Meadowdale, 56-45. And it was Edmonds Woodway 60, Marysville Getchell 57. The boys' scores from last night.
Did you see that final shot in the Edmonds Woodway game?
I did not.
Buzzer beater, three-pointer.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. And I think it was, I always forget how to say it. I'm going to butcher it here in just a second, but Brian Boyanapin, I think is how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
In that vicinity somewhere. I've been trying to butcher that name for 3 years now. He's been playing since his freshman year. Even the coach didn't know how to say it one time when I needed to pronounce it for a PA announcing at a game. But I think he might have even hit the three that tied the game before that. Nice play for Wilson down low, by the way.
There's Peter Wilson with the bucket, and it's 14-10, the lead here with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, there's a video floating out on social media. Inbounded the ball into backcourt with about 5 seconds to go. I think Chinadu Ochelanu brought the ball down, kicked it out to Boyanapin in the on the wing, and he hit a three-pointer at the buzzer to win the game, and everybody stormed the floor. It was pretty cool.
Wilson again. This one will rattle and go. Peter Wilson having a good first quarter here for the Everett Seagulls. 16-10 the score, lead of 6, biggest lead of the game for Everett on their home floor on a Saturday afternoon. Outside three ball on the way. That won't go. A miss by Alex Perry. Kept alive, though. Back up by Brady, no. And the rebound, Jameer Reed with it. Outlet, pull-up jumper for a three. Fesienko won't go. Wilson, another rebound. Surrounded by Cedarcrest players. Finally, when it's 5-on-1, someone's probably going to take the ball away from you.
Yeah, I think Wilson was kind of looking around at the referees like, three different sets of hands coming in at me there. Did not one of them get me on the arm or shoulder or somewhere?
Inside a minute to go, first quarter.
Wilson's playing his tail off, and you can tell he's looking a little gassed right now, too, just looking at his face, and cheeks are getting a little bit red there. We'll see if he can keep up the intensity the entire game. He's got a motor that seems to never stop, but he's human.
7 to shoot. Runner, no. Brady, yes. Cameron Brady with the offensive rebound and the bucket, and the lead is 4 with inside 30 seconds. We're about dead even on the game clock and shot clock.
Brady's first field goal of the game. The one thing I'm not keeping up here are rebounds. He's got to have at least 5 or 6 already.
Here's Wilson again. They feed it down low, and he does get fouled this time.
It's almost like it was a makeup. I'm not sure that he got the arm on that. But even he's asking. The referee in a real candid moment's probably like, I didn't call it on the last one. I had to get you at some point.
So he will go to the free throw line. The officials, Aaron Keller, Jeff McClellan, and Jeremy Sapinski. Free throw, good. Wilson gets another.
And with that free throw, he becomes the leading scorer for the game. He has 7 on the afternoon so far, 1 more than his teammate, Fesienko.
Tyler Hampton, first time we see him for Cedarcrest into the lineup. Daniel Woodard, first time we see him for the Seagulls in the lineup. Wilson will go to the bench now. Yeah, I think Coach Thompson saw it too. Yeah. He's running low.
Well, and I know these guys are young, but nonetheless, they played a game at 7:15 last night, and now here we are at 1:30 the following day, and they're going right back at it.
And here's a steal. Fesienko dumps it. Reed, no, won't go. Tap up, no. Kildall, no. Who gets it? And over back. Yeah, they're going to get the over back foul called here on Laith Dearcier. He's going to get the foul. So Coach Bobby Thompson going deeper on the bench tonight just to keep fresh bodies circulating in. In fairness, both teams played last night.
Correct, yeah.
So they're both.
And hey, if we really want to kind of knock the guys, they should be well rested anyway, right? That whole snow week, they were sitting home under blankets watching Netflix or whatever they're doing.
They won't count it, and we go to the second quarter. We got ourselves a ball game and a 6-point lead for the Everett Seagulls on their home floor, 18-12. Back with the second quarter right here at STSPN.com.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
We're getting set for second quarter action here at Everett High School. Joe Richard Court, Norm Lowry Gym, Tom Lafferty along with Steve Willits. Thanks for being with us here on this Saturday afternoon. That's one. Do I have to put a quarter in the cup?
It won't be the last one either. That's the way it works when we're used to doing these night games.
Now you look out, all the windows here in the gym, and it's a day game. It's like a college game.
Not a bad thing, is it? We'll take those.
Plus, truth be told, we've got the Husky-Oregon game on the pad to our left, too. So we can kind of keep track of that as well on this Saturday afternoon. Everett with the basketball. Here's an outside shot that won't go for Kildall. And the rebound controlled by Cedarcrest. Grabbed by Tyler Hampton. Now they'll bring it out of backcourt. Oh, here's a near steal. It is. It's Reed gets a steal. Kind of used the forearm shiver on him as well. Fesienko back out to Reed. Nearly stolen. Jameer Reed, step through move, lay in, good. Word I used last night, I'll use it today, stick-to-itiveness. He stuck with the ball.
He did. I mean, he's a nice young athlete anyway. He's only a sophomore. I'm sorry, his brother's a junior, and nice job of hustling there. Got the ball knocked away initially, went back, said that was already mine, and now I'm going to score with it.
Here's a running shot that won't go. Foul called. We're going to have free throws coming up here for Sean Deming. And the foul is going to be on Daniel Woodard. The 5'10 sophomore picks up the foul, his first. And Deming will be at the free throw line. It's an 8-point lead for Everett. Now it's 7.
Nice thing for Everett. They've already committed 7 fouls in the first 9 minutes. 6 different players committing the fouls, though. So really, if you're going to commit that many fouls, you might as well distribute them out a little bit and make sure that nobody's getting in foul trouble. And unfortunately for them, though, they are going to put Cedarcrest in the bonus moving forward for the next 7 minutes and 90 seconds.
They'll be in bonus for the rest of the way. Here's a turnover. A little inattention to the basketball, and Daniel Woodard will turn it over. Cedarcrest long outside three, and it will go down. Down it goes, and the three is good by Deming, and it's 20-17. So what was an 8-point lead is down to 3. Jameer Reed travel with the basketball.
Deming with 0 points in the first quarter, and he's got all 5 of the Cedarcrest points here in the second.
20-17, 5 points here in the quarter for Cedarcrest. Everett's yet to score here in the second frame, of which are 6:43.
Oh, they got the Reed basket, but yeah.
Oh, okay. It was 18-12. Right. I was told there'd be no math in this gig, so.
Every once in a while, it sneaks its little head up and gets us here.
Jeremy Reed picks up the foul. He will go to the bench, and Peter Wilson will check in. He wanted to have a little discussion with the official on the way off the floor, and the official said, why don't you go sit down?
I might have jinxed him. I was just bragging about how Everett had 0 bodies in foul trouble, and now Jeremy Reed becomes the first one with 3 fouls.
Free throw, no good, but getting his own rebound. It's Hogan Chase, and he's on the dribble now. Almost knocked away. Chase goes back and gets it. It's off the nose of somebody.
I think it was off the side of the head of Peter Wilson. Peter didn't know what hit him. All of a sudden, the ball's ricocheting off of his temple and into the hands of his opponent.
And Hogan Chase will return to the free throw line. And the foul will be on Kildall, his second. And now checking in for Everett will be Andrew Hicks. I think have we just about seen everybody?
It's getting close.
Chase, free throw, no. Tried to get his own rebound. They're going to call him for the foul. He was trying to chase his own rebound.
He's frustrated. I mean, that's two consecutive front ends of 1-and-1s he's missed. Goes in the scorebook as 0 for 2. Really, it's an 0 for 4, though, right? I mean, those are free points you could have had there. And as soon as he missed it, and we see that time and time again in basketball, right? If somebody misses an easy layup, immediately they turn around and foul the person when they get the rebound. And it's more or less what he did there.
Here's Wilson, who's back into the lineup. Now going down, Hicks has it blocked away. Kildall back out to Wilson. He's wide open at the foul line. He says, I'll shoot. He'll miss, but he'll shoot. Deming with the rebound for Cedarcrest. The Cedarcrest Red Wolves, Riverview School District, 2A member of the Wesco 2A, 3A, and an offensive foul on Deming. So they made the trip over from Carnation for the game this afternoon.
I don't know that I ever knew that it was called the Riverview School District.
Yes.
Huh, interesting.
You know how I know that? Well, I know it anyway, but the bus parked outside is the Riverview School District.
I parked on the back end of the building, so there we go.
And I've had people that have said, well, what is where? I go, well, in the old days it was Tolt. Tolt High School was in Duval. Carnation is where Cedarcrest High School is. And now the old Tolt High School is the junior high, if you want to know the whole history.
There we go. I didn't know that either.
Along the Snoqualmie River.
I didn't know a few of those things. I knew the city, but.
Yeah, along the Snoqualmie River. So they always have, when it says lowland flooding, that's out there. The Carnation.
Half
right
of the audience right now is shaking their head like, yes, we know that, and this time of year we live it.
Back up and in. Offensive rebound, and the bucket is up, and it is good by Keon Pigueros Warren, and it's a 1-point ball game. Everett's kind of gone cold here in the second half. Kildall in the right corner to Wilson. Kildall up fake for three. No. Now Wilson into the paint. Puts it up. No. Hicks. Will he get it? No, that won't go either. So a couple of shots there. Now Deming will early offense. Clunks a three off the front of the iron. Here comes Fesienko. They're going to call a foul. That's a good call.
Well, one ref's calling.
Well,
one ref was signing travel, so I don't know.
Maybe
they're going to say travel. Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's better than a foul, but he had his hand in there, but maybe it was all ball, but it really disrupted the
Well, they definitely needed to call something because by the time it was all said and done, Fesienko pretty much ran halfway down the floor with it, but
without dribbling.
Without dribbling it, which is a no-no.
Here's jump ball call, scramble on the floor, and just getting congratulations all over the place is Daniel Woodard for being down there just wrestling for the basketball.
And a good job by teammates on both sides of those guys, recognizing the fact that, hey, in the heat of the moment, sometimes things get a little feisty. Both of their teammates jumped in there. Nobody pushing, nobody shoving. Let's get our own guy up off the mat, get him back up on his feet, and let's play some basketball.
They're going to wipe up some sweat there where they were rolling around on the floor. 4:42 to go here in the first half.
Is that a terrible towel, by the way? It looks like one of those Steelers towels. I guess it's a little too not gold enough for the terrible towel, but dating myself there on that one. But
gyms used to have a whole multitude of towels. Nobody uses towels anymore.
It's a pet peeve of mine when I'm at a basketball game. I see that time and time again. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like, ultimately, sweaty bodies are going to hit the ground, and you're going to need to wipe it up. Should we not have – we have the get back guy right on the sideline for coaches in football. Where's the towel person, right?
Right.
Hey, you, 12th man on the bench, 12th female on the bench, whatever sport, men or women. Have a towel on hand because we're going to need this because, hey, we need to keep playing basketball.
Well, if you're at a game, somebody's little brother must want to have one of those.
Oh, and the kids used to love that sort of thing.
The mops
right?
underneath the hoop. Then come out there and mop it up.
Give them like a
couple of Snickers bars
or something like that, or a Twix, or I almost combined those two.
Well,
that sounds delicious,
nowadays it'd have to be celery and carrot sticks.
Good luck finding a kid that wants to mop up the floor then. Hey, you want to mop up the sweat? We'll give you a celery stick and a
water
carrot.
Yeah, no liter of Mountain Dew.
No,
that's not going to do it. It's 23-19, Everett by 4. Good hustle there.
I think that was Jamiri Reed with a three-pointer a moment ago there.
So that makes it a 4-point ball game. We're at 3:54 to go in the half. The possession arrow favors Everett. Seagulls have it. Hicks has it at the foul line. Fesienko, 3-ball, rims off. Whistle over the back, trying to grab the rebound. Are they going to get Chase? Who did they get? He's the shortest guy on the floor. It is. It's going to be Hogan Chase. Tried to go over the back.
It's the weekend, baby!
Back when it's the shortest guy on the floor. I should know because I was usually the shortest guy on the floor, so I'm not making fun of Mr. Chase by any means. I just know that I was never really able to get over anybody's back.
Right. A couple of subs out on the floor, and onward we play. That's the 5th team foul on Cedarcrest, and here's a bad pass on the inbounds, and Chase gets turnabout as fair play. He gets it, feeds it left side. Going in, lay it off the window
Nice.
and in. Nobody stepped in front of Keon Pegueros-Warren, and he lays it up and in.
Nice body control, though, right along the baseline, just to run down the floor, just kind of glide into the lane and put it up off the backboard.
That's Reed.
Ooh.
Back to Wilson. Bounce pass underneath to Kildall from Fesienko, and the offensive foul is going to be called. And Kildall looked up, and he knew it exactly as soon as it happened. He goes, yeah, I just knocked that guy over.
Yeah, it's one of those split-second ones where I think he's even realizing he probably didn't even need to put the arm out there. He probably would have just been able to go up and get it anyway, and he knew it.
And he'll go to the bench with his 3rd personal foul. So Jeremy Reed and Kildall both with 3 personals. Here's the Cedarcrest with the basketball, coming up on 3 minutes to play. As they will work it. Chester Brackenbush calls the play. 19 to shoot. They're looking down low. Ball knocked away momentarily. Pretty good defense here by Everett. A long outside 3 ball rattles in. Down it goes for Nicolo Camarano. And it's 24-23, the lead for the Cedarcrest Red Wolves, and they'll get the rebound on this end, and we go the other way.
Trying to think, is that their first lead of the night? I believe it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, first lead change of the game. Everett's led by as much as 8, and it's now a 1-point lead for Cedarcrest, and they have the rock, and they have a 3 on the way that won't go for Camarano. Ball was last touched there by Cedarcrest, so it'll be into the possession of the Everett Seagulls. We have a timeout here for a tying of the shoe. And with 2:21 to go in the first half, a 1-point lead for Cedarcrest. And Everett with the ball, and Milam with it and puts it at the baseline.
Kabang!
Change there as Everett retakes the lead at 25-24. Back and forth ball game here. Everett had, as we said, the 8-point lead. But Cedarcrest has battled back. Brackenbush with it, top of the key. Through the paint, goes in. Good defense there. He split the defense, but they keep the ball. It was almost going out of bounds, but they keep it. Camarano goes in. Too hard with the right hand. No good. Wilson, rebound for Everett. Fesienko. Reed in transition to 3. It goes down. Back out to a 4-point lead, 28-24. Minute and a half to go. First half at Everett High School on a Saturday afternoon.
Baby Reed now with 8 points in the second quarter.
Pull up, little 2-pointer that won't go. A miss there by Camarano, and Wilson grabs the rebound. And we're going to have a timeout called by Everett. And we'll step aside with 1:11 to go in the first half, 28-24. Seagulls by 4, back with the remaining minute 11 right after this.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At G&S, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call G&S Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Welcome back to Everett High School. Tom Lafferty with Steve Willits, Todd Elvig, Sarah Elvig, keeping us on the air here on STSPN.com. Saturday afternoon, Western Conference basketball from Everett, Washington.
Still doesn't even sound right, does it, when you say Everett Cedarcrest and you're talking
League game.
League game, yeah, West Coast basketball. I like the addition. I mean, they've been a fun school to watch, and John Fiala obviously doing a nice job with the football team.
The miss there on an outside shot by Andre Gabriel that followed his own shot, now has it back.
course, I use the one example where they're not playing West Coast sports. That's a good one, Steve. But nonetheless.
Close enough.
It's still Cedarcrest. Showed off our Red Wolves knowledge.
34 seconds to go in the half. 12 to shoot. Milam, bounce pass underneath. Reed goes up. Boy, I thought he maybe got fouled. But
He tried to go up amongst the trees there. Brady's got a few inches on him and really didn't even need to foul him at that point. He's got enough height to where he can just stick up his arm, and that shot was going right into his hand.
So 6 to shoot on the inbounds baseline. Jameer Reed will throw it in. Outside, Fesienko down to 4, down to 3. The runner too hard, goes off. They actually didn't hit anything. That runner never hit the backboard. So 1 second to shoot.
Yeah, that runner was blocked out of bounds. He's got 1 second left.
I would think you find Fesienko for a quick shot. Elevate on the way.
Oh, interesting.
Well, they're going to
There must have been .1 left to shoot because as soon as he touched it, they I thought he got it off in a quick second, but it didn't matter. He missed the shot anyway, I guess. But
16 and a half to go, so Cedarcrest down by 4 can play for a last shot. Or Everett can get a steal. And now
Or
they're
back.
going to steal back. Deming
it's one way
down
to
to
get it
6,
on the floor.
down to 5. Brackabush, Camerano, foul called. He goes hard to the deck, helped to his feet there by Daryl Milam.
For a moment there, I thought they might even call a travel there. It looked like he just kind of took off from a standing position, but regardless, there was definitely contact on the play. Milam getting that big body in there and making contact.
First free throw, no good for Pegueros Warren, and he'll get another. 2.7 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, they're 2 for 5 from the line in the second quarter. 3 for 6 now.
And they're going to
interesting. You're going to use a full timeout? I mean, you can't take him with you at the end of the day, I suppose.
Right. So they're going to use the full timeout. We'll tell you coming up third quarter, we're hoping to have Robert Polk join us here on the broadcast. Lots of things going on, school-wise, schedule-wise, everything.
Classification-wise,
right.
With all the announcements coming out. Obviously, we just had one of our local leagues merge this week, and there's a lot of information still out there that we're hearing bits and pieces about, rumblings, rumors, who's going up, who's dropping down, which teams are going to change leagues.
And
Robert can enlighten us a little bit and give us some insight.
If they know yet.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think confuses a lot of people is when, okay, we have, I'll make up a number, 500 students in our, but with our free and reduced lunch, that means we have 429 students.
Which is a new component. They've never taken that into account before. Not to my knowledge, anyway.
Not in this state.
No, I was going to say unless it was 30, 40 years ago, but
there was no such thing as free and reduced lunch back in those days. So it has really changed. And we'll try to get some enlightenment here coming up in the third quarter. They're just not even going to get a shot off.
They're wishing they had that timeout back now.
I'm not sure that was the play that they drew up, but we are at halftime here at Everett High School. And the Seagulls having a 3-point lead over the Cedarcrest Red Wolves, 28-25. We'll take a look at the scoring from the first half and have the second half coming up. And we'll talk more here from Everett High School right here at STSPN.com.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200-plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Dark numbers on dark.
Here's a rattler up and Cedarcrest elevates for three, and it will go to school record. Runner one more time. Wilson gets another opportunity. Here's the runner Olsen of the Everett Seagulls. Color. Former basket. Everybody's scoring the floor. Wilson again. This one will rattle and go. Peter can't go. Back out to Reed, nearly stolen. Jameer Reed, step through move, lay it good.
Hey, you want to mop up the sweat? We'll give you a celery stick and a...
Adam gets it, feeds it left side. Going in, lay it off the window and in. Nobody steps in front. Ball knocked away momentarily. Pretty good defense here by Everett. A long outside three ball rattles in. And Everett with the ball, and Milam with it, and puts it at the baseline.
Kabam!
Everett. Besienko. Reed in transition to three.
Typical dark numbers on dark jerseys. Always a little tough.
Here's a rattler up and Besienko elevates for a three, and it will go to school record. Here's a little runner one more time. Wilson gets another offense. Marysville Pilchuck beats Cedarcrest 73-62. Here's the runner Olsen of the Everett Seagulls on with us doing color. Former basket.
Everybody stormed the floor. It was pretty cool.
Wilson again. This one will rattle and go. Peter can't go. Back out to Reed, nearly stolen. Jameer Reed, step through move, lay it good.
Hey, you want to mop up the sweat? We'll give you a celery stick and a...
Adam gets it, feeds it left side. Going in, lay it off the window and in. Nobody stepped in front. Ball knocked away momentarily. Pretty good defense here by Everett. A long outside three ball rattles in. And Everett with the ball, and Milam with it, and puts it at the baseline.
Kabam!
Everett. Besienko. Reed in transition to three.
Typical dark numbers on dark jerseys. Always a little tough.
Here's a rattler up and Everett. Besienko elevates for a three, and it will go to school record. Here's a little runner one more time. Wilson gets another offense. 50. Marysville Pilchuck beats Cedarcrest 73-62. Here's a runner Olsen of the Everett Seagulls.
Ladies and gentlemen, before our show begins, please silence your cell phones.
You're watching STSPN!
And welcome back to Everett High School, where the Cedarcrest Red Wolves and the Everett Seagulls are playing a Saturday afternoon basketball game. And at the half, Everett with a 28-25 lead over Cedarcrest. Tom Lafferty along with Steve Willits. We're joined by the athletic director, and he wears a lot of different hats, Robert Polk, athletic director of the Everett School District. And Steve, we thought we should talk. So many rumors going on, Robert, about reclassification and what things are going to look like next year. And you got those free and reduced lunches, and you've got numbers and stuff. Where do we stand with the Western Conference so far?
Sure. So as of Wednesday of this week, we got a very clear picture across the state of where all the schools are going to fall in their classification. And due to the change where we're looking at free and reduced lunch numbers, there were some surprises along the way. So in the Western Conference, Mount Vernon, due to free and reduced lunch, fell to the 3A level. And with that, they and Oak Harbor have chosen to apply and have already been accepted to join the Northwest Conference. So
which geographically makes sense.
Absolutely. And Oak Harbor's been a Western Conference member for decades. And so to lose them is a little bit unique. We'll miss their leadership and participation for sure. And Mount Vernon's come back and forth depending on their classification.
Right.
With Burlington and Cedar Woolley right next door, and of course not too far away, like you said, logistically makes total sense. Along with those two schools, Monroe and Cascade also are now going to be 3A schools. And so
Monroe and Cascade.
And Cascade.
Cascade's been 4A since the dawn of time.
Correct, yes. And that was one who's supposed to pay attention to those things, myself. Was totally surprised the day that I saw that they fell. So I kept tracking our enrollment numbers, and I thought our free reduced lunch rate was a certain percentage, and I was wrong on both counts. So surprise, surprise, they're now 3A. In our last classification cycle, though, 4 years ago, it was a different process, and Cascade actually was pushed down to 3A. And in that particular year, we chose to opt back up to 4A because, as you said, we've been 4A since the dawn of time.
Right.
Why would we change?
Right.
This time around, our coaches felt that moving to 3A would be more beneficial for our kids. And so with all those, we are now down to 5 4A schools in the Western Conference from 8. That's Glacier Peak, Jackson, Lake Stevens, Kamiak, and Mariner.
And those are all true 4A schools. That's the size that they are.
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct. No opt-up or anything else.
Okay.
Correct. We'll still have Cedarcrest and Archbishop as 2As, and then the rest, I believe it's 14 remaining schools, are 3A schools.
Mount Lake Terrace?
Mount Lake Terrace is now a 3A.
They are 3A, okay.
Correct, yeah. So it's a weird mix. The Western Conference has been a trendsetter in mixed classification leagues for many years. We're going to figure it out. We've been doing it this way for a long time. So on Wednesday, our league athletic directors will have our regular meeting, and this will obviously be a significant part of our meeting, trying to figure out how we're going to reorganize. Football is the big question with the limited number of games we have, qualifying for postseason, who goes where. So we hope to have a final decision on football on how that will look, and we still have time with our other sports. So that's what I know as of today.
So what are the options right now for football? I mean, what's on the table? Is there a plan A, plan B, plan C?
We could keep the 4As separate still, which would be unique. We could
which would be 5 teams, 4 league games.
Correct, yes.
Which is not that uncommon right now anyway, the way
Yeah.
some of the leagues around the area are structured as we currently stand.
Correct, yeah. The challenge will be the late season bye dates, right? So that's always a challenge for people. Cedarcrest and Archbishop will remain with the 2As in District 1, Linden, and so on in that league. And then our 3As will be mixed. We'll bring down Ferndale, Mount Vernon will still be, Squalicum, Ferndale, Oak Harbor, and Mount Vernon will still be part of our 3A football schedule in some format. So that's not going to change. It's just how to divide it all up. Mm-hmm. So we have some work to do.
Well, you've gained teams in at the 3A level. Not only do you gain a Mount Vernon who was a 4A, not only do you gain Mount Lake Terrace who was a 2A, but then you're taking all those other teams into account. So are we looking at maybe three divisions?
Potentially.
Are we looking at a tier system?
Well, we will not do tiers. That we have decided. After talking to other leagues that have pursued that, what they have found is the teams in the top tier, you still have a top and a bottom. And the bottom of the top tier, they get beat up. Mm-hmm. And they start to see.
And for people to think about that, in the Metro League, the Eastside Catholics and the O'Days and the Seattle Preps are in the upper tier. but the lower team of that division always gets beat up by the Eastside Catholics and the O'Days.
That is exactly correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Although they were rewarded usually with an automatic playoff berth, and usually, in most cases, an automatic home game.
True. But if you have attrition due to playing these really good teams,
well, that's true.
Postseason's pretty tough.
If you get the crap beat out of you, yeah, it doesn't really
not
matter.
a lot left to do.
Right.
Yeah. So we're not going to go that route. But so we'll have some kind of a mixed balance, something of that sort.
And when you say a tier system is off the table, is that for football only, or could we maybe possibly see that in other sports?
We've had discussions, and again, it's a conversation we'll continue to have. I don't know if we're at that point right now, but I'll just tell you right now, I'm pretty sure we won't do that today. Could it be in 2 more years? Maybe. We'll just continue to keep track of how things progress with all our schools and all our teams.
Various rumors out there, and one of which we talked about earlier. This might be far-fetched, maybe not. There was even talk for a while that maybe the 4 Wesco teams or the 5 Wesco teams that are 4A could go off and join the KingCo for certain sports.
Yeah.
Is that on the table?
We had a conversation with KingCo leaders, and that's not a groundswell of excitement about doing that, and so that conversation died down pretty quickly.
I would think everyone up here in Snohomish County would like to keep playing each other. 3A or 4A, Cascade and Snohomish and Lake Stevens and Marysville should be playing each other, right? Rather than you going down and playing a league game at Newport.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, we have the Snohomish County is a great community of athletics, and when you start bringing in outsiders per se, and it's not only game, it's just different. Yeah. So we've had a great relationship with KingCo with our postseason for 4A, and we hope to continue that for sure. But I think as far as regular season go, we're going to stay close to home.
Well, as somebody who has worked in downtown Seattle the majority of my adult life and who has spent plenty of time on King County on I-5 and 405, thank you guys for doing that.
Well, you're welcome. Just for you, Steve.
Yeah.
Just for you.
Well, not just for me. A lot of the parents that are living around here, too, I'm sure.
Well, and some of that factors into it, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay, now we have to leave school at 2:15 in order to be to Issaquah at whatever time. It just starts taking away from education time,
Absolutely
too.
right. Yep. And we hear from principals and superintendents about those things all the time. So that is always our lens. And we want to look at those things first. And, so it wouldn't help us going down to Newport on a regular basis.
Now, I want to know, this week, were you having flashbacks from last February with the snow coming in, like rescheduled games? How's that been going this week?
It went smoothly because we have plenty of time. So last year when it happened, it was right as our postseason was getting underway. And there are very firm dates that were a week away, not 4 weeks away.
Right.
So this time around, it was much more relaxed. I felt stressed, but not like February of last year. So I'm hoping this is all the snow we get down here. And if I want to see more snow, I'll drive to the mountains.
Yeah, not only more time, but you didn't have, here comes storm number 5 along the way. Now, 3 days from now, here comes 10 more inches.
Yeah, and then, it's okay in Snohomish County, but Whatcom County now, you are snowed in. So, no, we don't get to play after all.
And one of your other hats that you wear, you're also a basketball official, too. And that always has to factor into the scheduling as well, right? Hey, we're all going to play on Saturday. No, you're not. We don't have enough referees.
And then do we have a bus driver to get to the game? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yes, there are a lot of factors that go into these decisions.
And as diverse as this area is, District 1 is, it may be just fine in downtown Everett, but they're snowed in Linden or Ferndale.
Correct. In fact, I was having a conversation with someone the other day about school closures in our school district. Mill Creek doesn't have the same snow removal equipment as Everett does. So if we're snowed in at Heatherwood Middle School, we don't have school in the entire district. So you're right. With our little micro environments around here, it's very challenging.
Right. So thanks for being with us, and it's interesting. This is going to be an interesting next couple of weeks, isn't it?
It is, absolutely, yeah. It's kind of fun in a sick, demented kind of way.
That AD humor, right?
Absolutely right.
Well, in some ways it sounds like a lot of those decisions are going to be made on Wednesday, and then everything's
and
more or
forward.
less in place, right?
Correct, yeah.
And I would think that the number one thing in everybody's mind has to be what's the best for the kids.
Amen. Absolutely right. You talk about lost class time and competitive opportunities for kids. Those definitely, every conversation centers on those things.
Very good. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Thank you.
Robert, thank you.
You bet.
That's Robert Polk, the athletic director of the Everett School District, and with lots of changes coming down the pipe in league play. So let's get back to basketball here, and it's a 1-point lead for the Everett Seagulls. And actually now it is a 3-point lead for the Seagulls, 32-29 with 5:08 to go here in the third quarter. And Cedarcrest with it. The Cedarcrest Red Wolves and the Everett Seagulls going down, laying up. That's going to be a miss, back up, and good by Cameron Brady. Makes it, again, a 1-point ball game, Everett with the lead.
Yeah, in the first couple of minutes here of the third quarter, starting to look a little reminiscent of the first minute of the first quarter. Cedarcrest getting a lot of offensive opportunities off of offensive rebounds.
Wilson gets fouled on the way in, so Peter Wilson will go to the free throw line. Had a heck of a first quarter in this ball game, and he's kept his motor going here in the second half. And the foul is going to be whistled here on Keon Pigueros-Warren. That's his second personal foul. First team foul of the second half on Cedarcrest. The first free throw by Wilson is good. 4:46 to go, third quarter. A Saturday afternoon snow makeup game here at Everett High School. And Wilson will remain at the free throw line for his second free throw. It will rattle a couple of times, and it goes through, and it's back to a 3-point lead. Everett has led by as much as 8 points in this ball game. Cedarcrest had a couple of 1-point leads. Jump ball called here.
And nice job by Reed tying him up there on the play, forcing the turnover. Yeah, Wilson, by the way, 8 points in the first quarter, was shut out in the second, already has 4 here in the third.
So Everett with it, Taras Fesienko. Dribbles around through the defense, puts it up, and it rattles and goes. Taras Fesienko, who we saw in the Brugol Fest have 43 points and a school record a month ago.
Only 8 today. He's got a ways to go if he's going to get that record. But then again, he can heat up quick.
How about there?
There we go.
He doesn't have 8, he's got 11.
He does. Well, if he keeps this pace up for the next, 12 minutes, stay tuned.
It's back out to an 8-point lead, and that says Joe Ayers, let's call timeout, and they do. We will step aside. With 4:07 to go in the third quarter, 8-point lead for Everett right here on STSPN.com. So a quick timeout there called by Cedarcrest. They didn't like the way things were going, so Joe Ayers called the timeout. Everett up by 8. Break a bush, will dribble to the baseline. They're going to call an offensive foul.
No, I think they're going to say the ball knocked out of bounds. I think he tried to retrieve it, but the ball bounced right onto the line, and Joe Ayers still not liking the way things are going. Smart timeout, though, by the way. They just still looked a little discombobulated on those last couple possessions and trying to regroup.
Nice pass to the corner. Reed will elevate for a 3. Rims off. No. Kildall with it. Back up. No. Who gets it? Milam will. They'll reset on the offense. Fresh 35 to shoot. Bounce pass. Jeremy Reed's wide open, but it won't go.
Little brother trying to get the assist for big brother. Didn't quite work out that way.
Didn't work that way, and Brady grabbed the rebound for Cedarcrest. 3:24 to go here in the quarter, and a runner up and good by Sean Deming. And it's 39-33. Fesienko, Jameer Reed, no. Milam with the board. He pulls up, puts it up, and it won't go. And Cedarcrest comes away with the basketball. It's Camarano to break a bush. Now to Brady. Back out, Camarano for a 3 ball that's in front of the iron. Brady grabs the rebound. That's Deming, guarded by Jameer Reed. Break a bush to Brady again. Back out for Deming. Didn't hit anything. It wasn't they're yelling air ball. It wasn't an air ball. It hit the side of the board anyway. Now there's got a couple of whistles. Aaron Keller from this side we had two bodies on the floor, and now the officials are meeting up to decide what we're going to have. Oh, we're going to have a timeout. Okay.
Is it your ball? Was there a foul? You know what? Let's just call it timeout.
Let's
and
call it
good.
timeout
Let's
and
call it all
good.
even.
So with 2:37 to go in the third quarter, we'll step aside. 39-33, 6-point lead for Everett right here on STSPN.com.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200+ national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Since 2003, Gamut 360 Holdings has been recognized as a premier local builder of new homes and commercial properties in the Puget Sound area. Our 360-degree construction approach matches first-class materials with the highest construction standards to create truly unique and timeless communities for our Northwest neighborhoods. Visit Gamut360.com and discover the home that matters most to you.
Yeah, let's wait. Welcome back. And here we
I like those shout-outs.
So Cedarcrest with the basketball after a couple of quick timeouts. They're running out of timeouts. Shot on the way, little 13-footer that will go. That was Camarano with the bucket, and it's a 4-point lead for Everett.
12 points for him tonight. I almost said tonight. I corrected it right to the last second.
You barely corrected it. Bad pass by Fesienko. Milam couldn't get it. Here's a runner. Fesienko tried to take the offensive charge, and he didn't even get touched.
That's a soccer flop right there. Nice try, Taras. Unless the wind blew him over, I don't know. He going right by him there.
Pagueros Warren with that bucket makes it a 2-point ball game. Here's Milam for a 3.
Oh, big fella.
The big boy.
Light it up.
From way outside, 42-37. Minute 42 to go.
Guessing Grandma Margaret likes that.
Deming in the corner. They'll go to the top of the key. Pull-up jumper goes. That is Nicolo Camarano with the bucket. That's a 3-point lead.
He has 8 points in the third quarter alone, really keeping his team in the game right now.
Fesienko, 3 won't go. Offside rebound, grab down. Pull-up jumper, a little runner with a right hand. It's good. Hogan Chase with it. Makes it a 1-point ball game.
Yeah, first time Chase has gotten on the score sheet today. He's already missed 2 front ends of 1-and-1s.
He doesn't want to be reminded of that, by the way.
Does not want to be reminded of it, but it was a pretty big miss at the time, and for him to come back now and get a basket to pull his team within 1, that was huge.
Jeremy Reed, and a foul's going to be called. Hand check foul under right there. That's going to be whistled here on Hogan Chase. Picks up his, I thought he said 3. In fact, I know he said 3.
If it is, I have Chase down as having 2 previously. Yep, and they have now put it up on the board for 3.
He's got his 3rd personal foul.
Only 3 fouls combined for these two teams in the first 7 minutes of the quarter. A lot different than the first quarter that we watched back in the first half.
Fesienko will back away. 30 to shoot, 47 on the game clock, third quarter. Jameer Reed to Wilson. Back to Reed, back to Wilson. Goes into traffic, back out for Jeremy Reed. Side of the iron, no good. Rebound Camarano, it's stolen away by Jameer Reed again. So Everett will reset.
Kildall poking that one away right into the hands of Reed. Nice job.
Shot clock is dead. Down to 24 seconds. No look pass, but it was knocked away.
Tried to get a little clever there, tried to get tricky, and the defense was having no part of it.
A little Patrick Mahomes.
Especially with the time left and no time left on the shot clock. I think you're best just to set up for a final shot here.
Inbounds to Wilson.
Or not.
No. It won't go, and then a foul call. Kildall picks up the foul. I think that's going to be his 4th. Off the rebound, that'll be 4 on him.
It is indeed.
No shots here with 16.8, but Cedarcrest will have a chance to lead it at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, and psychologically that's huge. So, I mean, that's why I was kind of hoping from Everett's standpoint. Oh, and now, you know what? Why don't we just give you guys the ball right back?
Yep. Ill-advised pass for a home run ball. Hail Mary down the other end. We're going to go back to the other end.
Ill-advised not only for the turnover, but for Camerano's face. He almost went right into the board there on the other end of the floor.
So now Everett can play for a last shot with 16.8. Well, let's
Although
see.
I said that 2 other times and they didn't, so we'll see if they do this time.
Fesienko does have it. Jeremy Reed to Wilson. Jameer Reed in the corner, 7 seconds to go. Jeremy backing in, down to 4. I heard a shoot it. He does. It doesn't go. And a push foul. Trying to grab the rebound. And that was, I'm not sure what they're, I think there's supposed to be time left on the clock.
I've heard Jamiri Reed twice now say, just chill out, Taras. So he's trying to make sure that Taras is not going to get a technical here.
He did last night.
I know he did. So I think he's trying to make sure he doesn't get another one here. And especially in a tight-knit game like this, you don't want to give any free shot attempts at the free throw line, right? It's a 1-point game right now.
So, they're going to go 0.8 on the clock.
It sounds like Jeremy Reed's getting called for the foul, which will be his 4th.
And it'll be Cedarcrest basketball at the baseline.
Boy, what a costly 15 seconds here for Everett. In the last 15 seconds of the quarter, not only does Kildall pick up his 4th foul, but now Jeremy Reed does as well.
Right.
Even if you don't get a shot off here, you still don't want to see that heading into the final 8 minutes.
So 0.8 of a second to go inbounds. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. At the end of one, Everett holding on to a 1-point lead, 42-41 over Cedarcrest. Fourth and final quarter coming up next on STSPN.com.
We'll be right back.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Well, we're about to start here this fourth quarter. The officials are having a confab with both head coaches down on the sideline. Steve, what do you hear?
We might be having a score change here. I thought he was saying something about
well,
a three that was a 2.
It's now Everett 141-41.
Which is great if you're a Seagulls fan. I think that pretty much puts the game away and means we're going to do running clock the rest of the way. So it sounds like they must be saying one of the Everett threes is now going to be a 2. That's my guess. But
I thought the last one, when Milam shot, I thought was a 2. They signaled 3, but I don't think it was.
Did they go back? Did they go back to the STSPN review? Is that legal? We got 141 on the board again. Yeah, my guess is that they're trying to make the board say 41, which would mean they're going to take a point off of Everett's score.
Yeah, I saw it as a 2. It was right. Remember, it was right at the top of the key.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember it because Milam doesn't normally shoot out there, so I was a little hey, there we go.
The big boy gets it, and the one official signaled 3, and I don't think it was. So I think they're trying to figure out a way to think about some of these. The modern scoreboards is you can't go back and fix things as easily as just click it back 1. because it all keeps track of because
you're right, because they do have memory in there now, and which is a great thing at times, because
when you get to 7, it puts up the little arrow for the bonus.
And I've been at score tables time and time again where coaches or it is 41-41.
3-point shot by Everett in the third quarter. It's been changed to a 2-point shot.
You know what you might just need to do is next time somebody makes a 2, just hit a 1 on the board and let's just roll with it. I think that's what they're going to probably ultimately have to do. But you're right. The memory thing is a nice feature to have, because there are times when scorekeepers make mistakes, and if all of a sudden somebody leans over and says, "Are you guys sure that's the right score?" I did a game a few weeks ago where I was a public address announcer, and the person that was keeping score for one of the teams, they were questioning each and every basket. It was almost ridiculous. Like, really? Let these people do their jobs. And they were able to go back and go, no, look, this was a 2, this was a 2.
Right.
We were able to satisfy them with that. But, I mean, it happens. So you're right. You think it just seems so elementary, and, just click a little button here or take a -1 and take a point off. But it's not always that simple nowadays.
Right. The scoreboard doesn't want to change, so they'll just give 1 the next time there's a 2.
And the public address announcer did a nice job of explaining that to everybody. So
right. So we are tied, even though what your score says, we are tied, and Everett with the basketball. And it'll go out of bounds. And the Daktronics.
So now that the basketball gods are just messing with us, we're not. Watch that. There's going to be a lid on each of the hoops for the next 2 or 3 minutes, or at least for Everett's anyway.
Here's a runner up and good. The lay-in by Nicolo Camarano, and it's 43-41, right? And Cedarcrest back with the lead, our third lead change in the ball game. Missed by Everett. Here comes Cedarcrest again. Yeah, the Daktronics helpline on a Saturday is closed. Chase. Now he's left alone and he lays it up and in. Hogan Chase gives them Cedarcrest the biggest lead of the ball game, up by 4 points.
Like we were watching Pistol Pete Maravich there for a moment.
Yeah.
Did a little dribble display for us.
This is Peter Wilson. As they work the perimeter. Vesienko, and he'll have to go to the free throw line.
Is he going to fix our scoreboard problem right here?
If he hits the first one, the score won't change, right?
Not on the actual score. The scoreboard won't change. The score will change.
Right.
The scoreboard won't. Let's just see how much we can confuse people here.
That's not hard because I'm confused.
If he makes this first free throw, the scoreboard will not change, but the score will change.
There
we go. Okay, now we're all in sync with one another. 45-42, folks.
The world is now spinning correctly on its axis. It's 45-42, really. I'm guessing there is a way to change it on the scoreboard, just they don't know how to do it. These new fancy.
What? Doesn't matter now, right?
Right.
It's all good.
And Everett keeps it off the miss. And that's Vesienko on the dribble. Everett now down by 3. The Seagulls have led by as much as 4 or 8 points in the ball game. Cedarcrest by 4. 12 to shoot, and the runner is up and good. Jameer Reed with the bucket, and it's a 1-point ball game again. Cedarcrest with the lead. A snow makeup game on a Saturday afternoon at Everett High School. There's a miss, behind the back save there by Vesienko. And here comes Everett with a chance for the lead. Goes around a screen set by Wilson. It's Vesienko. Back out for a 3 that won't go. A miss there by Wilson, but a reload by Everett. Milam with it. To Kildall. Closed off at the baseline. Wilson, too hard. And rebound controlled by Cedarcrest. Pull-up jumper. No, front of the iron. Put back, yes, it's up and good.
And guess who? Alex Perry with his first bucket of the day. Grandson of Clark Benson of St. George, Utah, watching the game on STSPN right now. We ran into Alex's mom at the half, so Mr. Benson, I'm sure you're enjoying watching your grandson there from all the way down in beautiful St. George, and congratulations to him on that bucket.
Did you say you ran a marathon?
I ran the St. George Marathon in 2011, I think. Ooh, there we go, and look at that.
Grandpa.
He's loving what he's seeing now.
He's lighting it up. 50-46, 4-point lead for the Cedarcrest Red Wolves. 4:35 to go here in the game.
Yeah, St. George, beautiful, by the way. Great.
Fesienko stops the bleeding a little bit. Taras Fesienko with the bucket. 50-48. Offensive foul. They're going to call it offensive foul on Deming. He says, what did I do? Offensive foul. He's looking at his coach saying, huh. He didn't see it that way.
It's funny how that happens more often than not, right?
50-48 the score. Milam in the corner. That one won't go. Surrounded by Everett. Kildall has it. Still trying to chase it down. And a timeout called by the Everett Seagulls. We'll step aside with 4:07 to go in the game. 2-point ball game for Cedarcrest, 50-48. Back with more right here on STSPN.com.
Since 2003, Gamut 360 Holdings has been recognized as a premier local builder of new homes and commercial properties in the Puget Sound area. Our 360-degree construction approach matches first-class materials with the highest construction standards to create truly unique and timeless communities for our Northwest neighborhoods. Visit Gamut360.com and discover the home that matters most to you.
You're watching STSPN! Woo!
$50-48, 1 point or one basketball game here.
It's kind of fun when you're at a game like this on a Saturday afternoon. You look around and we see a lot of Wesco coaches in the building.
Well, we see Zach Ward from
and
Stanwood.
Harlan Roberson over there with him, too, as assistant coach at Stanwood. Harlan's son, by the way, Cord, having a great year so far.
Here's Fesienko with the bucket, and we are tied for the first time today. It's 50-50 with 4 minutes to go. Jim Wilson of Snohomish is here. Len Bone of Archbishop Murphy saw him as well. We're getting the D-up call. Must be a big ball game. Deming. Here's a runner by Camerado, won't go. Who's got it? Back up one more time. No. Camerado, yes. Nicolo Camerado, the senior at 6'1", puts it in and back to a 2-point lead. Trying to answer on the other end is Fesienko with a 3-ball. Will not go. Hogan Chase gets it and has it for the Cedarcrest Red Wolves. He dribbles through kind of a behind-the-back pass backward to Cameron Brady, goes in. He gets fouled on the way in. Missed the lay-in. So misses a chance at the and one. He will get a couple of shots here at the free throw line.
And Milam picking up his 4th foul in the play. Milam really the biggest body that the Seagulls have down low. Not exactly a player that you want to be fouled out at any time soon, especially the way Cedarcrest seems to be hitting and crashing the offensive boards tonight or today.
Oh, that's cost you a quarter. Cameron Brady
change for $1 at some point here. I'm not to the full buck yet.
Next one, good. 3-point lead. That's Cedarcrest doing the D up. The Cedarcrest JVs. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul. Nowhere near yet getting into the bonus for either team. And they'll call this one on Cameron Brady, his second.
Yeah, only 2 for Brady, so he's done a nice job of being disciplined down low and getting those boards without making a lot of contact. Ooh.
Oh, inbound play. Milam was out of position or moved out of position. Going in, nice job defensively there by Fesienko. And it's controlled by Everett. Bounce pass, Fesienko laying good. 1-point ball game, 53-52. Inside 3 minutes to play.
Great bounce pass by the big man there. Milam seen Fesienko cutting to the hoop. Perfectly executed.
Oh, and a bad bounce. for Keon Pegueros Warren, out of bounds for Everett. And here come the Seagulls, a chance for the lead.
Fesienko, incidentally, 9 points here in the fourth quarter, 20 for the game.
In the corner, Wilson, or Kildall, puts it up, no. And Chase has it for Cedarcrest. Calls the play as he crosses the big E in the center of the floor. That's Chase. Bounce pass underneath. Nope, knocked away. Fesienko has it. He'll take it himself. No, he'll give it to Wilson. Laying good. Everett with the lead.
Kabang!
Such a great basketball IQ. I thought he was going to try to give it up to Wilson earlier. I think he recognized that by taking it himself, he could push the ball up the floor a little bit quicker, draw some more of an opening for Wilson, and hit him at just the ideal time.
Yeah, I'll always remember Lenny Wilson. Don't give it to him there. Lenny Wilkins doing a color on a game. And we're going to have an offensive foul away from the bucket. They're going to call Cameron Brady with the illegal screen underneath.
Not only that, but as soon as Brady was whistled for the foul, Deming threw up a shot. Swish. Would have had 3 on the play.
But it will not go. We have a timeout on the floor. We'll step aside one more time. 1:43 to go in regulation time. 54-53, Everett by 1. Back with more after this on STSPN.com. (54-53) Everett by 1. As Cedarcrest finally now breaking their huddle with head coach Joe Ayers. Bobby Thompson, head coach of Seagulls, had his say. And here we go. 1:43 to go and a 1-point lead for Everett. They have the rock. Taras Fesienko on the dribble. Looking like they're going to use some time. That's Kildall to Wilson off the window and in. We'll use time until we find the absolutely perfect shot, and that was it. It's a 3-point lead.
Yeah, great patience for Everett, recognizing, hey, you don't need to force anything here. Find your spot, then go with it.
Fesienko with this steal, doesn't have the numbers. Step through, move, the Euro step up, and it is in, and it's a 5-point lead. Then a foul coming into front court. And that's not going to hurt them because they're not in the bonus yet.
That is so Taras Fesienko right there.
Yeah.
I mean, goes into the lane, 1-on-3, you don't have numbers. For a lot of players, you think, no, back it out, set it up, let everybody come catch up. But with him, you know he's got an opportunity, and he's just so fluid. I mean, the way he went in there, perfect execution, basket, 5-point lead.
That little drag step. And here's they're going to call a foul. They will call a foul, Deming, but again, that puts it out of bounds rather than at the free throw line until now. Now, both teams, but fouling out there is Ronnie Kildall. Has just fouled out of the ball game. So he sits with 5 personals.
Bobby Thompson yelling at his team right now, don't reach, play with your feet is what he was just yelling.
Because now both teams will be in the bonus. Boy, that was at about 4.98 seconds before they got that ball inbounded. Cameron Brady has it for Cedarcrest. Down by 5. And then off the shoulder of Deming, lost it, but picked up by Cameron Brady. Chase to Brady. Goes around, lays it up, misses, no good. Milam grabs the rebound. And Fesienko, they'll come up and take a foul. And send Taras Fesienko to the free throw line with 37.6 seconds to go.
Smart play by both Milam and Reed. Recognize that you've got Taras Fesienko, one of the best shooters in all of Wesco. You know you're in the bonus. Get it into his hands. He's always kind of cool as ice anyway. Let him get to the free throw line and take his chances with a 1-and-1.
So Taras Fesienko will be at the free throw line. Close ball game. First free throw good. Makes it a 2-3 point possession game. One more makes it a 3 possession game. It is 60-53. We're going to have to start talking about our player of the game. Near steal. Hogan Chase with it. Deming using some time. They're going to call the blocking foul on Jeremy Reed.
And that will be his 5th.
And he will go to the bench. The official turned and looked at him because he kind of got up, was being a little, and Fesienko will tell him to calm down and escort him to the side of the court.
And very wisely done. You've got a 7-point lead with 26.8 seconds to go. The only way you can lose this game right now is self-destruction.
Right.
The last thing you want to do is give them additional free throws to the at least 1 or maybe even 2 that they're going to have right here.
With the clock stopped.
Jeremy Reed, you may not like the call, but you know what? It's a team game. You're going to be on the bench regardless. You're not helping your guys out at all.
Right.
And nice job by Taras to step in and go, you know what, I'm going to make sure we escort you away on this one.
This is first
much like the younger Reed did earlier.
Yep, first free throw doesn't go, so it'll be controlled by Everett. Wilson, and I like Peter Wilson as our player of the game.
That was going to be my vote. I mean, I think obviously you can make an argument for Taras. We've had
Sure.
Taras on the show already this year. We've had a couple of interviews with him. Peter Wilson, just kind of the do-everything guy.
And I think his energy in that first quarter.
His energy, he takes charges. I think he's leading the team in charges this year. I know he takes a lot of pride in that. We had a chance to interview him and his teammates after the Kingston game. He talked about that. Just does everything that you need. I mean, he just, not all of it shows up on a score sheet. But if you don't have that, you don't win a game.
There's one more for the score sheet. So for Peter Wilson, he'll get another free throw, makes it 8 points now. 9 points with 21 seconds to go.
And he's got 18 points, so it's not as though he hasn't filled it up himself a little bit.
Here's Fesienko with a steal, just ripped it away. Down to 11 seconds, 10 seconds. You can just dribble it out unless he gets fouled. To Wilson. They're just dribbling it out. Down to 4, down to 3, foul called. And Wilson will go to the free throw line. And Everett's going to pick up their second league win and their 5th win overall.
Because we both reached for our schedules here for the upcoming games, right?
It could be in the, no. Everett's is in the last night's stat pack if you're looking for it. I've got it here.
There we go. Let's go and take a look at the Everett's upcoming schedule here for the Seagulls.
First free throw is good for Wilson with 2.7 seconds to go. Next free throw is good.
Give him 20, 8 for 8 at the line.
And that will be that. And the ball game will draw to a close, and the Everett Seagulls will win it by the final score of 64-53. When we come back, we will talk with our player of the game, Peter Wilson, here on STSPN.com.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
So as they like to do after a win, they gather for the fight song. here. And Everett High gets the win. We're going to talk with Peter Wilson here in a moment. He's going to make his way up to the press level here, also known as the walking track. So after playing 2 games in less than 24 hours, we're making him run the stairs.
He's young. not only is he young, but he's in high school. He's also a sophomore. So we'll maybe even make him run a few laps. That was the old rumor back in the day. I think Gil Doby, the old football coach for the UW back in like the 1908 to 1914 when they had like a 6-year winning streak.
Yeah.
I heard he used to make they'd win like 56-0, and he'd have them out doing push-ups and running the track and everything else. I'm not sure we can sell Peter Wilson on that, but hey, it sounds good, doesn't it? The sophomore on his way up right now, 20 points unofficially.
And so Peter Wilson making his way, our adrenaline fundraising player of the game. We'll give him in a good position so he can be seen on the camera right here. You're right there. You're good.
Cool.
And everybody will be able to see you.
Awesome.
You ready to go?
Yes.
You ready to go another game? You played 2 games in less than 24 hours.
That was fun.
It's a lot more fun when you win the game.
Yeah,
as opposed to
this
losing,
was
right?
a lot better. But
what was the vibe like after the game last night? I mean, obviously you knew you had to turn back around and get another game in there. Less than 24 hours later, here we are, and you got the victory.
Well, before today's game, we all got together as a team and just talked about being more confident, and everybody showed that today. Last night was a hard loss, and everybody just wanted to get back, get a win, and it was good.
Well, and it was one of those games where you guys jump out to an 8-point lead, and then they come roaring back. They take the lead from you. You get another lead. They come back again.
Yeah.
Just one of those teams that it kind of felt like a gnat. They weren't going to go away.
Yeah, it was a battle. They're a good team, but we came out in the end, which is good, and we just played as a team and got the win.
I made a comment to Tom in the first quarter that watching you run up and down the floor, I know you had a few offensive boards at that point already. You looked, your face was turning a little bit pink and reddish. Were you as tired as you looked at that point?
Yeah, I was pretty tired. Yeah. Running up and down, but I mean, I just kept going for my teammates, and that's the main thing.
So talk about what's the mindset now for your team looking forward. We always talk about it on our broadcast. It's time to get busy for you guys, right?
It is time to get busy. We've had like a 4 or 5 game losing streak, and we just snapped it.
Well, in fact, this is your first win in 2020.
Yes, exactly. This is our first win in 2020. We need to get on it and steal a couple more so we can go to districts.
Fortunately, it's not August or September. That would sound really
that's
bad.
True.
Yeah.
Hey, we talked to you a couple weeks ago after the Kingston game. Well, your whole team was up here, and you were holding the WWE belt.
Charge belt.
I know you like that charge belt. Today, hitting the boards, getting after it, making some nice passes. And one thing that I think gets lost in the shuffle sometimes, you were 8 for 8 at the free throw line today.
Yeah.
Is that something you work on a lot? Is that something that comes natural to you?
Yeah, every day we shoot probably like 20 to 40 free throws at practice, and I spend a lot of time on the off season just shooting. So,
And what kind of a percentage guy are you? Not just in games, but just overall in general. What are we talking about?
Like free throw?
Yeah.
Like 80 or 90.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
So he's right in his range today.
There you go.
Yeah.
A little bit. Hey, Taras coming up big in the fourth quarter
Yes.
today too. Kind of nice to have that little spark plug out there.
Of
And
course.
you're not the only one at times, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's great. He's a leader, and he just does it. He's the man.
He's the man. And you guys get some home games coming up too, which is nice.
That's awesome.
How much do you enjoy playing in front of this crew here?
Today we had like 4 people, but that was awesome. And but
who was here to watch you?
My parents.
Mom and Dad were here.
Yeah, Cecilia and Joe. They're over there. Cecilia's in the gray and yellow.
Okay.
But Petro is the kid sitting down, and then the kid in the orange is Abe.
Uh-huh.
So you're your crew then?
Yeah,
okay.
we had the crew.
As a sophomore, are you starting to feel more comfortable in the varsity game as the season progresses?
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot more confident now, which is good, and I'm ready.
We hear athletes talk about the game slowing down. Has that been that way for you too at the varsity level?
Yeah, I remember last year I played varsity. I didn't play a lot, but it was really fast for me. And like these last couple games, it's just like I can see everything. I get the right pass, get the rebound. It's a lot easier.
Well, we like to play. You guys were coming down just right here towards the end, and you were leading the way, and Taras was kind of behind you.
Oh, yeah.
And he waited just one more second for you to get a better
perfect.
position.
Yeah. So I could get a better angle and finish. Yeah. It was smart. We know how to play together.
If he feeds it to you too early, then what are you going to do? Am I going to bounce? Am I going to go up or whatever?
Well, I've got to think that comes from experience with one another too, right? You not only does he know where you're going to go, but you also know he's going to get you that ball at some point. Have you guys worked on that play at times, or things similar to that?
Yeah, similar to that. When we practice, it's like 1-2, And also me and Ronnie have the 1-2 game a lot, which is fun.
Yeah, it's been a fun team to watch. I mean, you guys obviously ebbs and flows for the season so far.
Yeah.
There have been times where you guys look great. At other times,
It's not so good.
you're looking like a young team, and that's what you guys are. But at the same time, at the 500 mark for the league right now, and are you guys starting to kind of scoreboard watch a little bit, knowing that, hey, at some point down the road here, we got to get slotted into hopefully a playoff slot?
Yeah, we've been looking at their record a lot, and we need to steal a couple games coming up. I think we will. So
Going to have a big chance indeed. And we should point out to folks right now, your next home game is right here Wednesday, a game that's going to be broadcasted on STSPN. That's Arlington, kind of another team that's been kind of up and down this year a little bit. And then on Friday, you've got another home game against Marysville Getchell. They've got some guy that's named Knight that's playing
Malachi,
pretty well.
yeah,
You know
he's
about
pretty
Malachi?
good. Yeah.
So 2 big home games coming up. So really, be nice to see the pit full, wouldn't it?
yeah, I'm going to try to get everybody here.
There we go.
Good. Congratulations.
Well,
good job.
Thank you.
There you go. Peter Wilson is
Nice job,
our
Peter.
Adrenaline fundraising player of the game.
And we owe him a shirt, right?
We do. We're going to get him a shirt.
Okay, cool.
The snow kept us from getting shirts.
We know that Milam and Taras and those guys, they need to. You guys need to be able to, triplet it up a little bit at school. So
Yeah,
we'll
we
get you
will.
that.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you again,
There
Peter.
you go. There's our player of the game. And that is it for our broadcast today. The Everett Seagulls win at 64-53 in Wesco 3A play, Wesco 2A, 3A play, and we will be back with you again coming up on STSPN.com. So for Steve Willits, for Sarah Elvig, for Todd Elvig, I'm Tom Lafferty again. The final score, the Everett Seagulls 64, the Cedarcrest Red Wolves 53. Good afternoon, everybody.
It's the weekend, baby!